Interstate RVer Show with your host, Interstate RVer. Alright folks, Interstate RVer here. Alright, we may have been hearing some rumors or reading some rumors that I have been using my icebox. Alright, I confess, I have been using my icebox, but, like everything else, it was an accident. Well, what happened was, you want to keep things running once in a while, so I sit there and I thought, I keep baking soda boxes in there, keep it fresh, and I thought, well, maybe this thing, I want it to work, I said, so, I guess I better leave it running. So I turned it on, and quite frankly, I forgot about it. So I went back, I guess it was like a day and a half later, I went in there, and it was, the icebox was, it could have been about 5 degrees colder, but man, the freezer, it was brutal. I mean, that thing was, it was like, it was even getting frost on it, and I thought, wow, hey, I'm going to put a couple of bottles of water in there, instead of keeping them under the sink and drinking them well, they're cool when you drink them out of the sink. So I put them in there, and I thought, hey, this is pretty nice. So then I put a couple more in there, and I thought, hey, maybe I'll stick a package of salami in there, And so, well, like they say, one thing led to another. So now for like, I guess it's been the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, I've been running the icebox. So the big question is, Interstate, are you selling out? Well, the answer is no. I'm not selling out, because like we talked about last week. Oh, and I'd like to continue to thank the people. Well, I'll do that in a minute. Like I said last week, what it takes to be, an Interstate RVer is that you got to adapt, adjust, overcome, and that's what I did. So I adjusted to the ice box. I adapted to it, and the adaptation was good. and I overcame my prior prejudices, I guess, about using the ice box. And I'm still not too good about the artificial fireplaces. But hey, don't count everything out. So I mean, and plus, it's not like I'm going to put 2 turkey dinners in there with all the trimmings, but it's nice to have especially now. I mean, and the thing that really did the deal, I mean, my God, it's hot out here. It's been hot. I mean, like, well, it's not that hot. It's only like I think 90, 92. I mean, I can't wait till it gets to be like 110. That's really going to be rough. And I mean, of course, the air conditioner I always use. I got the air conditioner on now because it's hot. and nobody wants to watch a show with Interstate RVer sweating all over the place. So the air conditioner is on. A lot of times it affects the sound. I did it a couple of times with the air conditioner on, and it kind of affected the sound a little bit. But hopefully we'll get through it. I got my screen partition here that goes into the other room. Because I got actually there's kind of 3 rooms in this motorhome. You got this one, and you got the kind of the bathroom, and the shower is over here, and the toilet and sink is in here, and then you got another curtain, and that's where the big walk around queen size bed is. All right. Oh, and to get back to the other deal. My Google Plus page, I checked it today, like I do every day. There's been a couple of people are in the Interstate RVer Toughies circle. Thanks to them, thank you, and congratulations. And then there's there's over almost 5,200 views. Thanks for that. Keep watching, and I post the shows usually in the morning. I'm a morning guy, so it's and I don't post them more than once. Try not to, because then it'd be like spamming and stuff, and people get gripey about that and stuff. So I try not to do that. But thanks for watching, and remember, go to the YouTube site too. That's and get on there and subscribe. I mean, I got 1 subscriber, and I know who he is, and thanks to him. And well, yeah, it was but it was my psychologist. He did it to make me feel good. So thanks to him. And then give a shout out to Karsten, who I wouldn't have been able to do this without, I guess. That's it. Hi to him and his family. And but go down there and be like him. Subscribe. That way, it doesn't look like there is only 1 subscriber. Yeah, but thank you for all the hits on the Google Plus page. That's pretty neat. And but I'd like to get you know, more views and more subscribers on the YouTube page. You know, not being ungrateful. I mean, you know, I am pretty satisfied with what's going on. So, you know, it's been a blast out here. All right, enough about that. Now, oh, another neat thing that I got that I wanted to talk about as I sit here without a script and notes is that I finally I didn't really want to buy one. I wasn't really sure about it, you know, because I was thinking about an inverter, you know, buying one of those inverters that you plug into the cigarette lighter, or well, back in the old days, back in the 1900s, there was these things called, you know, lighters, cigarette lighters in the car, and people used to light cigarettes with them and stuff, and smoke in the cars and stink them up and really trash them out. Not that smoking, well, smoking is bad for you. Don't stop doing that. But I don't deplore anybody that does it. But anyway. My cigarette lighter in the dash, that's for the car, the chassis battery. The one for the house battery, whoever had this before apparently was either a electrician student and just couldn't wait to get started, or an ex-electrician that, you know, was deemed incompetent or something. But the power supply port was there, but it wasn't connected. So I didn't know how to connect. So I guess I'm going to have to go down and run it straight to the battery. But I didn't want to use the inverter off the engine battery, and I thought, well, if I ran it down, you know, I got the generator battery and the house battery. I got an emergency switch to where, like, if for some reason you leave the headlights on or something like this, and the car battery, the chassis battery goes dead, then you can push this green light on the dash, and it'll start it off the generator battery, which is actually the coach battery, same thing. So that way, if you do run one down, you'll be able to do it with the other one. So I put it in there, and man, that was awesome. I mean, that is like saved so much gas and time because I just got a little one. It's got like a little 300 watt. That's all I needed to run that, and run a little fan, and I mean, man, it's like, you know, you put it in, no generator running, definitely, you know, not using any gas. That's the main thing, you know, because the generator, when it's, you know, at no load, which is like it would be if it's running, you know, charging up the computer, which is the main reason I got one. You know, that's about a half a gallon an hour, you know, so you figure if gas is $3 a gallon, you know, that's $1.50 an hour to use the computer. And then, you know, if you got to go on a McDonald's, you know, then you feel guilty. You got to, you know, spend the dollar for the drink, you know, and you know, I mean, that's you know, it's just something like that. I mean, I sneak in once in a while if it's a pretty big McDonald's, you know, I'll sneak in there, and but most times I feel guilty and go up and get one anyway. And so, you know, I mean, that, you know, you don't have to sit there for 2.5 hours doing that. I mean, you just plug it in, and man, it's amazing. It's great. I mean, I love it. I'm gonna hook it up to where I could do that. I don't think I'll ever go to like a bigger one, because I don't run that stuff like a lot of heavy duty stuff. So just the notebook and that. All right, a lot of rambling there. Okay, that takes care of that subject. Trying to think of another subject here. Try to think of the next subject. The next subject is that we often talked about you know, going from truck stop to truck stop, and that's the way I do it. And so I thought, you know, my plans is that you know, I love the Midwest, and I love Southern Illinois and everything. But you know, when I lived out west in Las Vegas, you know, because of health problems, I had to come home, and it wasn't a bad thing. But I mean, I liked it out west. I mean, there was a lot of things out west. You know, it's not what they have; it's what they don't have. Like winter, tornadoes. You know, that's one of the most scariest thing is tornadoes. So, you know, I want to go out. I want to go out to California. You know, and live. You know, and live out there. And you know, a lot of people that watch the show, they may say, you know, Interstate RVer, you know, you crap a little close to the house. Well, the truth of the matter is, I've been preparing for this, and I'm trying to get things going. And I have a storage unit with stuff in there like that you don't really want to get rid of. But now I'm starting to think like, hey, it's time to throw it away. You know, stuff that you haven't looked at in years, like for instance, you know, yearbooks. You know, what the? Hey, if I don't remember you, looking at a yearbook ain't gonna jog my memory any. You know, it's like I've either got Alzheimer's or somebody hit me in the head with a hammer. But so you know, if I know who you are, I don't need the yearbook. You know, so that's it. And so we might as well throw those away. I'm went through a lot of stuff today, threw a lot of stuff away there, and pretty happy about it. You know, it feels good to get rid of stuff that you don't use anymore, and it sure as hell feels good to not pay $50 a month, $600 a year to put 2 or 3 boxes in of stuff I haven't seen in probably 20 years. The last time I seen it was when I moved it in there. So that's the deal. But I looked on the map, getting back to about going out to California. I looked at the map out there, and it was like, it's like literally, you know, people are like, oh, you know, out in California, you know, you go out to California and nothing there. You always see, if you're from, you know, not from there, and you know, you grow up, you always see those signs on cartoons, you know, last chance gas, 50 miles and all that. That's ridiculous. Go out west, go out there, last chance gas, and you go like 8 or 9 miles down the road, there's another guy there, last chance gas, 80 miles, you know, and you go down another mile, another guy there, last chance gas, 150 miles, you know, they're trying to get your gas money there. And so I was wondering about that. You know, I said, well, I know that's, now I went out there, when I first went out there, I took the train. That was beautiful. And, you know, we were out in the middle of nowhere. But so I looked on Google Maps, and, you know, and just going along with it. And I'll tell you about another great app here in a minute that I use. And I looked out there, and man, there was, even out in the middle of the desert, even like going through Arizona and New Mexico, it's like there's something, you know. So you know, and you know, it's like, well, what does this mean? Well, you know, why are you telling me this? What I'm saying is like you can go from truck stop to truck stop. Like say, if you're trying to save gas and you only have to go 20 miles to sleep, that's better than driving 100 miles. Because you think about it, you drive, you know, 20 miles a day. That's 600 miles. You know, if you haven't got enough gas money for the month to get 600 miles, and you drive 100 miles a day, and you're at the end in 6 days. So that's the way I kind of do things like that. I drive like I said, when I go to some towns and they got 2 or 3 truck stops, I drive across the street. That's my drive for the day. You know, I drive because the idea is it's staying there. You know, I mean, you're going to get the drive. You know, but, you know, I wish I had. You know. Well, I don't wish I had thousands of dollars to put in a tank, because you know, I'd just be making the gas companies richer. But you know, if gas was like, you know, it was like, you know, $0.25 a gallon or $1 a gallon, which it probably should be, then you know, I mean, that would be cool to drive like some people do. But then you know, you really don't get to stay and get to absorb the culture, you know. And that's what I'm saying. Now, another cool site I want to tell you about, one that I use, that is the coolest. The way the site's split up into 2 ways. You can use the free site, which just good to me. I mean, I like it. Or if you want to get the enhanced site with all the bells and whistles, then I think it's $25. I think it's about $30 a month or $30 a year, something like that. $30 a year, and you get all the bells and whistles and everything. And the way the site is, it's set up for campers, drivers or truck drivers, whichever way you want to call it, drivers, truck drivers, and then people looking for hotels. And it's got these maps, and you type in, you know, like say if you wanted to find all the Pilot Flying J's, you type Pilot Flying J's in whatever state that is, and you get all these little dots, and it shows where they are, and then you click on, gives all the information. Well, that website is called All Stays, and like I said, I don't know how to do you know, links, but there's the on the screen, it shows the address to it. So write that down and check it out. It's a pretty cool deal. It's called allstays.com, and that's pretty neat. So like I said, that's what I like to do. I like to get the things cleared up here that I need to, and you know, I mean, I'm fully moved into my RV, but you know, I still got a lot of stuff in a storage unit, and I guess I'm going to have to take it here, and I can't take all of it. And what I can't take, I'm going to throw away, because I mean, you know, I got a lot of storage space here, and but I have to condense it. I have to condense everything down in the boxes. I mean, obviously I can't bring a lamp or something, but I don't have any lamps, you know, or move in a recliner. You know, I got a swivel chair. That's pretty nice, and that's that. So that is the subject for today. And like I said, remember, go to the Google Plus page, check things out. Got a new show coming every Thursday, and whoo, the heat's really took it out of me today. I hope I still got the same excitement, because I am excited. I'm just a little bit slower at it. Go to the YouTube page and subscribe, and check me out there, you know, and watch my videos, you know, watch them a lot. That way I'll get a lot. That way it'll look like, hey, he's really got something going on. But I mean, apparently it's getting noticed. I mean, 5,200 views, not too bad, pretty good for not very long, you know, since I actually set up the Google Plus page. You know, I mean, I had the videos going before. I think I got into video episode 3 or 4 before I actually started. I had the site set up a long time, but I hadn't had anything on there. And but yeah, that's that. Become an Interstate RVer toughie. Go to the Google Plus page. Put me in your circle, and I'll put you in mine. And that, see, if you put me in your circle, that means that you want to get in. And if you plus one me, get in my circle. You know, and I'll put you in mine. And because that way I know, because you know, I don't want to put people in the circle if they say, hey, you know, I plus one you. I like your video, but I didn't want to be in your circle. You know, I was like, oh well, you know, I have to figure out how to get you out. but that way, if you put me in yours, then I'll know for sure that's your official stamp of approval that you want to be in my circle, the Interstate RVer Toughies. So delay no further. All right, get in on it. Be a charter member. All right. Now it's time for the segment that I like to call Joke of the Day. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. You see, we're talking about back in the 1700s, you know, where they had the big tall sailing ships, the big tall wooden ships. Well, there was this one captain. He had a ship, and he carried a lot of precious cargo, like gold and, you know, jewels and things like that. Well, he was leaving the harbor, and he's leaving. You know, he gets out there a ways, and there's a pirate ship out there. You know, and they know, you know, the captain's looking through his telescope, and he sees the pirate ship, and he tells the crew, you know, battle stations, you know, or whatever they told them back in those days, sword stations, I don't know. But anyway, they, you know, because he knew they were going to get hurt, and he told his steward, you know, the boy that carries his stuff around. He said, steward, he goes, go below and get my red shirt. So the steward went and got him his red shirt, and the captain put it on, and then they went up to the ship where the pirates was, and the pirates jumped in, and everybody fought them, and they beat all the pirates, and it was victory. You know, they saved the ship, and they saved the precious cargo. So the little steward, he asked the captain, he said, you know, Captain, he goes, why did you wear your red shirt? And he said, well, he said, you see, he goes, I knew it was going to be a big battle. He goes, there was 100 of us and 400 of them. He goes, and that way, if I got cut or stabbed and bled a lot, the crew wouldn't notice that I was bleeding because I was wearing a red shirt. He said, and they wouldn't lose heart, and they would continue to fight on, you know. And the steward goes, wow, I understand that. So the next morning, the captain gets up, and he's looking out his scope, and apparently a few pirates survived, and they went back and got their buddies. So there was 10 pirate ships out there with 4,000 pirates. So the little steward looks at the captain. He goes, Captain, should I fetch you your red shirt? And the captain goes, no, fetch me my brown pants. All right, that's the show for tonight, folks. The Interstate RVer Show. I'll see you next week, toughies. Sign up on my show, on my Google Plus page. Get in the Interstate RVers Toughies Club. Where's my finger? There it is. Get in the Interstate RVers Toughies Club, and go down to the YouTube page, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. I will see you, and don't forget, a new show every Thursday, like clockwork. Thursday, buddy, it's there. It's there. I mean, just like it doesn't stop. It's like a train that's on time. And I'd say a bus that's on time, but buses are never on time. Okay, so be sure and check things out. Do like I said, and you'll be okay, because you're A-okay. Doing it the interstate way. Over and out. See you next week, folks.